Good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you're viewing this. My name is Mike. I am the Crypto Liberal. Thanks for joining me again today. So I haven't made a video for a while. Nothing's happening, right? And nothing's happening that we haven't even we've talked about everything that's happened, right? I mean, let's look at the Bitcoin chart real quick. Right? This is gonna be a short video because you know nothing surprising has happened. So, last time I made a video, well, maybe we should even go look at it. Nah, we won't, right? We were just below this middle red line right here, right? Right in this line, right below it, was acting as resistance. And I said, we're going to go down and visit the blue line, which might hold as support. And it did, right? We went down to the blue line pretty much. We went below it a little bit, but I've always said these resistance and support lines, you got to treat them as ranges. So I'm not surprised that the candle closed a little bit below it, but that blue line offered support. Where does that blue line come from? It's the lows of where we went after the Terra Luna dump, right? Over the summer. So you can see where that blue line comes from, back in, what was it, middle of June here. That's when we went down to that blue line. And I said, after we got below this red line, we're going to the blue line. So, exactly as we talked about like a week ago. I was telling you we're going to go down to the blue line. We did, and it held as support. So don't be surprised. Everybody, just stop what you're doing for a second, right? And give me a like, give me a subscribe, because we have nailed it on this channel. We have totally nailed it on this channel. And like I said, this is going to be a short video where I'm just doing a video today to, kind of reiterate what we're looking for in Bitcoin and to dollar cost average into our cryptos. Because what have we been doing? I've had this channel for 19 weeks now, 19 weeks. And since day one on this channel, I said any new money you put into Cardano will outperform Ethereum and Bitcoin by the end of the year, a year from now, and 5 years from now. And any new money put into Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin by those same time frames. And I prove it to you, right? I don't just make a prediction like so many of these people on crypto YouTube, crypto Twitter who make a prediction and then they forget about it. And you forget about it and you don't hold them accountable. Well, I hold myself accountable. I prove it to you. I'm proving my hypothesis daily. How do we do that? We dollar cost average into those three cryptos and we track them. $100 each week. This will be the 19th week. So let's do it. $100 into those three cryptos. And here's what we're doing. We're going to put $100 into Bitcoin at $21,667.79, $100 into Ethereum at $1,751.49, and $100 into Cardano at 0.507 cents. Okay, so follow me on Twitter because I will publish how much we're getting in each crypto, in each of those coins for that $100. Follow me on Twitter at crypto_liberal. And, I'll publish it there and I keep track of it here. But you want to see how our portfolio is doing? I told you Ethereum's going to outperform Bitcoin. I told you ADA is going to outperform Bitcoin. How's it doing? They're already outperforming. It's not even the end of the year. I told you by the end of the year, ADA and Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin. And I think ADA by the end of the year will outperform Ethereum. We'll see, right? It's tracking already. We've been doing it for 18 weeks, right? And ADA is pretty much even with the US dollar. Ethereum is up. Bitcoin is getting crushed. Not crushed, but it's losing. It's losing against the US dollar ever since I started the channel. I'm proving my hypothesis daily on this channel. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. Please stop what you're doing. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. So let's talk about Bitcoin because we have nailed it on this channel, right? We've been talking about Bitcoin since we started this channel, and keep an eye on this middle red line, right? This red line, we're going back here, and we're going to keep track of this because we're going to prove to you nobody else on Twitter and YouTube is talking about this middle red line here. Look how key this middle red line has been for almost 2 years at this point, right? So we got back, we hit it, we were playing around it here for the first time in February and March of 2021, right? It was acting as resistance support really. So after that, we went up to our first all-time high of 64,000, right? And what happened after 64,000? We came back down, got support on that middle red line, right? You keeping track of this? Okay, so then we fooled around with it, got support, went up again, but then we crashed below it, right? Crashed below it, came back up to it, acted as resistance in July of last year, July of 2021. went above it, came back down and acted as support in September of last year, right? After it acts as support, that's a confirmation that we're going to go on a bull run. Well, we went up to 69,000, okay? So then after we got rejected off of 69,000, came back down and look at this. Support on that middle red line. Can't make it up, okay? We went on a little mini bull run and that we got that support in January of this year. So we went up a little bit, came back down again. That red line acts as support, but we broke below it, right? This is when I started my channel and I was talking about this support line and I thought it was going to hold. And that's the one thing I've gotten wrong. I've gotten one thing wrong in this channel, one thing, and that was it. And I thought it was going to hold, but I couldn't predict Terra Luna. I couldn't predict Celsius. I couldn't predict Voyager. All these corrupt institutions, right? Stealing people's crypto and going in over their heads and gambling it in essentially, right? They all went belly up. Terra Luna, Voyager, Celsius, right? We broke below that red line. And I told you, as soon as we broke below it, it would act as resistance. Well, what happened? Just a few weeks ago? Look at this. Got rejected off that red line. You can't make it up. Can't make it up. Look at that red line. Perfect resistance. So now we're still below it. I've been telling you, do not get excited about Bitcoin until we get above that red line, right? When we get above that red line, now we're going to have to hold above it for like a month, 2 months. And here's my game plan. We will come back down and test that red line and make sure it acts as support. If it acts as support and bounces off that red line, then you can get excited about Bitcoin. It's exactly what happened last summer, right? Look at this. Look at this. So last summer we were below that middle red line for 3 months, right? Look at this. This is perfect. We came up to it, got rejected, right? And then came back down to this blue line where it was support. And then we were off to 69,000, right? No, not even close, right? We stayed above, we broke above it finally on, let's say, August 7th of last year, right? August 7th, we broke above the red line and we played around above it for a month or two till September, middle of September, right? Over a month, almost 2 months. But what did we do? We came back down and tested that red line as support. Not once, but twice. Red line is support. And then we were off to 69,000. That is my game plan. That is what I expect to happen. That is what I'm waiting for, right? We have to wait until we get above that red line again. When we get above it, don't get excited because I think we will come back down and test it as support. And if that happens, right, it's a descending red line. So if we get above it, hold above it for a month, 2 months, come back down and test it as support, that's when you want to enter a trade, in my opinion, not financial advice. Because if you do, if that in fact happens, right, if you enter right when we break above that red line, we're going to come back and test that red line lower than where we break above it for the first time because it's a descending red line. That's my game plan. I'm not telling you what you should do, but that's what I'm expecting. We'll see if it happens. But that's what I'm expecting for Bitcoin. Now, what am I expecting in the immediate short term? That red line is strong support. I do not think the worst of this bear market is over. I just don't. And so I think we're due for another dump of some sort before we get above that red line. Before we can get above this red line, right? Before we get above here, I'm expecting another dump of some sort. How low will that dump go? I have no clue. Will we go below the blue line? If I had to make a guess, I would say we're due to go below the lows of this bear market so far. Between 17.5 and 18.9. I think we're going to go below that. Still, I could be wrong. And that would be the second time I'm wrong in this channel. Big deal, right? Big deal, because I got a game plan of when I will enter Bitcoin again. Because frankly, I'm not in it. I have like a few sats floating around in various places because I've entered trades into ADA, into Ethereum, and into a few other alts that we'll talk about again in the future, but primarily ADA and Ethereum. And I'm killing it. I'm killing it. We made 50% on our Ethereum trade on this channel. We documented it. 50% versus Bitcoin, right? And so we crushed it. And we're still making, we're like over 30% versus Bitcoin on our ADA trade. And we're still holding it because we're expecting a 3x. So if you appreciate every single time we get a victory on this channel, do me a favor. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. That's all I have for you today. Let's keep track of this because I'm still not convinced the worst of this bear market is over. I still think there's more punishment to be doled out. We'll see. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. But I hope you appreciate the message. I'm in the past few days, I've seen so many on crypto Twitter and crypto YouTube, just because we had one good day, that day we went up like 10% on Bitcoin. They're all talking about going to 35,000 again. I mean, where do they get this from? Nobody on crypto Twitter or crypto YouTube is telling you about this resistance line. It goes back 2 years. I just showed you. Why do they think it's going to break so easily? I don't know. And I'm not saying it's not going to break. It will break eventually. Eventually we'll get above that red line. Maybe it happens this week. I just don't think it's going to be that easy. And if we do break above it, wait for confirmation. Wait for it to come back down in a month or two, and you'll get in at a lower price than when we initially break it. That's my game plan. So, not financial advice. Not telling you what you should do. But hey, I haven't been wrong. I've been wrong once. Once out of about 100 things I've talked about on this channel in my 100 videos. So do me a favor. Give me a like. Give me a subscribe. I hope you're having an awesome weekend. My name is Mike. I am the Crypto Liberal. Ban the guns.